Hello. Oh, I forgot to cough. Oh, do I? Do I usually cough? Peace. Mind control, or hypnosis as it is called today, on this planet in Western society, works through resistance. In other words, the more you resist, what they do is they implant a suggestion. Hey, my dragons fell over. Hey, that's naughty. Oh, it's because I had the windows open, wasn't it? That's naughty, that is. That's really naughty. What's the saying? Oh, yeah. Hypnosis works through implanting a suggestion. Hypnosis works through planting a suggestion deep in the mind. If there's no suggestion, if the mind is already very deep, then even the most skilled hypnotist will struggle to send that mind deeper. If the mind is mastered, everything is mastered. The mind is the bedrock of everything, including coughing. The mind is the bedrock of everything. The mind is the substratum of everything you see. Everything you see, more or less everything you see. As you can see, human society has taken over everything that God visualised at the beginning of time. The human mind has dominated more or less the entire planet, and therefore, how can we say we are weak? If you believe you're weak, you're weak. If you believe you are strong, you are strong. If you believe your health is bad, then your health is bad. If you truly believe you are poor, then you will be poor. If you truly believe that you will always have money, then you will always have money. The mind is the key. The mind is the key. There is nothing but mind. Everywhere you go, by whatever means, everything is mind. Mind over matter. People walk on fire. People put metal through their body. Metal pins through their body. Completely conscious. With no medication of any description. People have even had major surgery whilst hypnotising themselves rather than being knocked out. Some people who are skilled in hypnosis have hypnotised themselves while they've had major surgery. If the mind has the power to overcome pain during major surgery, then think what the mind can do if it knows how to go even deeper than hypnosis. There are no limits. The only limits is the walls that you build around yourself through your mental blocks. You build the walls around yourselves, the bricks. There are lots of bricks on the floor. Of course not literally. There are lots of bricks on the floor in your mind. They're called despair, they're called depression, they're called loneliness, they're called melancholy. And as you put them all on top of each other, you build a wall around yourself. There are also a set of keys. One is called hope, one is called faith, one is called love, one is called forgiveness. With these keys you can open any door. Any door you can open. Or you can continue building walls around yourselves. You can continue. You can continue building walls around yourselves. You can continue piling bricks on top of each other all around yourself. Or you can be free. You can get the wrecking ball, fill it with love. Fill it with love and bulldoze that wall down. Knock that wall down with the wrecking ball. It won't be easy. You built these walls around yourself for so many lifetimes. For so many lifetimes you built these walls around yourself, and now you want to destroy them. That was going to take a great deal of willpower. Pardon. If the desire to be free is there strong enough, though, anyone can do it. Even the most depraved, even the most weak individual, even the weakest person, even the most evil person, if the desire to change is there strong enough, if the desire is strong enough to change, then even the most evil person can change. There are no limits to what the mind can achieve. However, society dictates that people should build walls around themselves. Society isn't advanced enough to teach children at a young age how to conquer the mind, how to conquer the world, how to conquer everything. If meditation and yoga were taught from a school age, all the wars in the world, all the problems in the world would be solved within one generation. If not, the world will go on heading towards an extinction level event. It is possible, it is definitely possible, and it is definitely happening sooner or later. It can be stopped. Well, it can be stopped, but people won't stop it because they go on in their selfish lives. There is only one way forward: to grab the keys that can unlock the door, or use the bulldozer of love and break free. The bulldozer of willpower, the willpower of the soul. Concentrate, focus like a laser beam. Focus on destroying that wall. If you don't, you're always going to wonder what your life could have been like if you decided to destroy that wall that you yourself built. Nay, it was built around you from a young age, and you've been hypnotised from a young age to believe that washing machine's on. You've been hypnotised from a young age to believe that you can't achieve it, that you can't do it, that it is impossible. You've been hypnotised to believe this from a young age. But I say to you that the mind is the key to everything. Everything that you see around you, almost everything, maybe as much as 99% of the world is dominated by the human mind. A tiny fraction of nature remains, not much of it, but again and again and again, maybe it's not that much, maybe it's less than that, but gradually, no, not even gradually, quickly now, the world is being dominated by the mind. Nature is diminishing, wildlife is diminishing, animals are diminishing. The land surface has been taken over by what people have in their mind. Therefore, logically, how can you believe that you can fail when you can see, when you look around you and see that everything is dominated by the mind? The mind rules. And that's only 10% of the human mind. Only 10% the surface of the mind can create that much change, that much manifestation. What would happen if a person was to utilise greater and greater levels of mind? What could be achieved? What is possible for the human race? Hopefully in future generations we'll learn to access this power. Why keep it locked up? Why die with the potential still in your mind? Why allow yourself to be defeated? God is success. Therefore, the children of God should also be successful. The soul desires to be successful because the soul comes from God, and God is always successful. Whether it's a new universe, whether it's a new planet, whether it's a new tree, whether it's a new acorn, God is always successful. Therefore, it is the soul's desire to be successful. When the Bible was talking about the difference between rich and poor people, the Bible was talking about the limitations of the mind. The mind is key, but people use it so selfishly that they don't help their fellow people, their fellow souls. The Bible was saying not the possession of wealth, but the attachment. The attachment to wealth is the problem. In other words, it is okay to have money as long as you can just give it away. Just get rid of it before you die. And as you don't know when you're going to die, you should always live in the assumption. You should always live from love, because love wants nothing, it desires nothing, it needs nothing, and therefore your treasure will be in heaven, not on earth. The Bible was teaching people that the selfishness or the attachment to these things is the problem, and not the possessions themselves. Because everyone's got some possessions. Everyone has some possessions, whether a few possessions or whether a lot of possessions. Everyone has some possessions. You could even say that a person with a few possessions could be more selfish than someone with a lot of possessions if they're not attached to those possessions. And therefore the key is to be free of those possessions. And how to do that is to love all, forgive all, live in undivided, untainted love. This is only as that. Hang on, that sounds like a sermon. I don't want to be doing sermons to people. I'm not perfect myself, so why should I do sermons to other people? The people who think I'm perfect are wrong. I'm not perfect. I'm just Daz, the servant of all.